mean, he's played on thousands of recordings. I worked with him in the early days of my big band. He's an incredible musician, and he brings so much to the table.
To me, Bob Mintzer is an old friend and a guy who I've always looked up to because he always has this sort of, in my opinion, rhythm section player's approach to writing. It always just feels good to play his tunes because he feels like he's writing them from like the basement up. He's the same guy he's always been. He may not think so, but at the core of Bob Mintzer is the same guy who, with the same intent, the same amount of intensity as the very young Bob Mintzer that I first met. Just as excited about music as he always has been. Everybody had the same feeling that they were a part of something really, really special. The recordings were great, the live gigs were great, the rehearsals were great, and it all came from the writing, from Bob's writing. It kind of really glued everybody together and gave everybody a really kind of a good family feeling. He's a great band leader. He's an amazing band leader because he's one of the cats. I think that's something that's never changed since the very beginning of big bands. A big band, in my opinion, is only as tight as the drummer in a big band. The drummer is the guy. I mean, the bass and drums supposedly are the foundation and all that stuff, but the drums themselves seem to dictate the entire picture of a big band for me. And that's, you can think about Buddy Rich's band and how he was able to glue those guys together, not only with his intense personality, but that translated into the drums, which translated into the music for the overall feel of his bands. And it really, something that I noticed way back when, and anytime I've ever played with a big band, that's the first thing I sort of noticed, is that the drums, more than anything else, seem to dictate the whole tightness or looseness of all those people, because they all have to have focus on something. So for me, as a bass player, that's a natural thing for me anyways, to be focused on the drums. So with the help of a guy like Will Kennedy, in this case of this Bob Mintzer Big Band, as we're speaking, this gives me an opportunity to really help be a part of the thing that's driving that whole machine. My first sound I ever remember hearing was Miles' harmony, playing like My Funny Valentine. The big band thing, to me, is an extension of that. It's that plus. And in order to get that many players sounding like a thing, that's where the rhythm section comes in. It has to really provide the glue for that to be possible. When I think of bass, even though I play electric, I still think of upright from my very beginnings. And when a guy, it's all about the way a thing feels. If it's humping a certain way, or if it's not, that's either makes it or breaks it for me. So when a guy doesn't really, there are guys who think jazz means 4 on the bass drum. I'm sorry, but to me, in real jazz, the bass drum is just a little accent thing, and it's all upstairs, and everything else is providing the beef underneath most of the time. Well, I'd like to take a vacation, for starters. And then after I get done with that, I'd like to come back and do some more writing and producing. Yeah, I look forward to having the time to do those things. Those are real time-consuming activities. To do it right. It's just kind of a selfish, lonely world as a writer, to sit down and have time to yourself and soul search and all that stuff. I look forward to some of that. As a bass player, it's one note at a time. And as a 12-stepper, it's 1 second at a time for me. I'm in the program AA and NA. So they have a saying, 1 day at a time, but that's way too broad for me. I look at it as one second at a time. Because how long does it take for someone to say something that changes your mood? So I'm really focused on moment to moment.